talk to you today, bring motivation into your life today. It's one of my passions is bringing motivation into other people's lives. And so wanted to bring this to you. And this is a passionate topic for me, a topic that's near and dear to my heart. So here it is. What's your why? Why? And some of you may think, like, that's an easy question, Sam. Like, what do you mean? Like, I want to get fit. I want to look this way. I want to be healthy. Like, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what wakes you up in the morning. What is your why? What do you want out of life? I think I see too many guys and gals too, but this is specifically to you guys. So I think I see too many guys just kind of flow through life, right? So they do their job, they complain about stuff, they watch their shows, they distract themselves from reality, they complain about stupid stuff. Like, it's so meaningless. It's so pointless. And I don't think they really look at life as one great big adventure that we get to be on. And what are you going to do? What are you going to be remembered for? What's your legacy going to be? Like, what is your quest? What is your why? Who the hell are you? And so I ask you again, what is your why? Like, what is it? And what's that picture that you want your life to look like, right? So what's the picture that you want your life to look like? Who's the man that you want to be? Who's the person that you want to be, right? Because screw everything else. Like, screw the 9 to 5, screw the car, screw the house, screw the getting married, screw the having 3 kids and the white picket fence and like. If that's your perfect picture, then great. But like, if it's not, then screw it, man. Like, who cares, right? So what's that perfect picture to you? I mean, I grew up for so many years thinking the picture that I had in my brain was wrong, and I had to change it. I had to fix it. I had to mold it to this. I had to live up to this standard and that standard, and this blueprint got muddied and crazy in my mind, and I never truly learned what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. And it took me until, man, I'm 33 years old, and now I'm just finally figuring out who I am, where do I want my life to be, and what do I want it to look like, and what's that adventure that I'm willing to wake up every morning for and die for and live for, and what motivates me more than anything else in the world, right? Because that's what living's all about. Like, that's why God put us on this earth, not to drone on some 9 to 5 and pay bills and die 20 years before we actually die. Like, that's not what God wanted us to do. He didn't create us for a life of caged castration, right? Like, he created us as men to go and live and be free and be men, right? Like, what is it that turns you on? Like, that gets your motor going, right? Like, if you're a car guy, like, why aren't you out, like, doing something with cars, like racing them or building them or selling them or something? Because obviously that's what motivates you and turns you on. So go do something about it, right? Like, my motivation is to motivate people. Like, I love to see people's eyes light up and then, like, light bulbs go off and be like, yes, I am meant to go do this. Like, that excites the crap out of me, right? Like, and that's what brings fire to my soul when I see people's lives change and get back on track to who God created them to be, right? And so what is that thing that turns you on? And I call that your blueprint. Whatever that vision is in your head that you see and you know you're meant to live, that's your blueprint, right? Like, whatever you expect your life to look like and what you expect you to be, that's the blueprint for your life, right? And a lot of us are frustrated and pissed off and stressed and depressed and anxious and stressed out, and we don't even really know why the hell we are, right? But many of us have never taken the time to actually sit down and write out our blueprint either, right? And the reason we're pissed off and frustrated and stressed and depressed and anxious and all that kind of stuff at life, and we're not really sure why, but we're pissed off at our wife, and we're not really sure why, but we're pissed off at our boss. It has nothing to do with our wife or our boss or our situation or our money or our kids or our house or our car or anything. It's that our life doesn't match our blueprint. And half of us don't even know what the hell our blueprint is because we've never sat down and taken the time to actually write it out, look at it, believe in it, and say, that's what the hell I'm chasing after in life, and that's my freaking adventure, and I'm going for it, right? Like most of us have never even done that. So we come home and we're pissed off and we're frustrated and we feel stuck and we don't even know why, right? Like so that's step one, is figure out what your blueprint is, right? Like if you click the link down below, like I go into a whole thing about this in the blog I wrote. So click the link in the comment section that I'm going to put up right after this video. So click that link. But yeah, like, or actually, I think I can put it in there right now. So yeah, there we go. Boom. Okay. So that's the link to my blog. So like if you want to know like what step 2 and 3 and all that kind of stuff like is, then go to my blog, read the article, right? But step 1 is figure out what the hell your blueprint is. Like, why are you on this earth? What were you created for? And if you're doing anything less than that, of course you're going to feel stunted, and you're going to feel like you're not living up to your full potential, and you feel caged, right? Like, so go live, be you, right? Like, that's what I'm on fire about. And if you guys want more information on that, like, I would love to help you. Comment, like, subscribe, message me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I don't care, like, whatever. But I'm here for you. I want to help. Like, there's guys in this group that the reason they're in this group is because they started messaging me, and I was like, hey, you know, here's some free advice. Like, here's some free stuff. Like, why don't you do this and change your life? And they did it, and their lives completely changed, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. I love doing that crap for people, right? But hey, it's Wednesday, guys, and I know it's halfway through the week, and a lot of you guys might be stressed out, or you might be looking for the weekend or something like that. I encourage you to find your blueprint. Take the time. Time spent on yourself is never time wasted, right? I don't care who you piss off. Like, time spent on developing you and figuring you out is only going to make you a better husband, a better father, a better employee, a better boss, right? So take the time to figure yourself out. Write down your, and you want some help, let me know. Like, I have like steps on how to do this. I have a whole process that I take men through to do this, right? Like, it's how to be a man. It's training in manliness. It's step 1 is, what the hell is your blueprint? Like, what's your why? Why do you want to live in the first place, right? And there's a whole process to that and writing it out. But I encourage you to find time and find a quiet place, maybe for an hour, right, that you can sit down and write this out. And it may take 2 or 3 times of doing it and being honest with yourself and critically thinking. Like, you write it out and you're like, why do I want that, right? You're like, oh, when I was going to high school, that's what was cool, right? Like, I didn't really want that, but somehow that got into my blueprint, right? You cross it out. It's your life. Like, don't let anybody else fucking influence it. Don't let naysayers tell you no, or people that say like, oh, you can't do this because of X, Y, and Z, or you need to look this way, or you need to act that way. And they're like, screw that, man. Like, this is your life, right? So do the things that you want to do, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, right? So have a good Wednesday. Have a good rest of the week, man. I'm going to put out some free training tomorrow in my group, in this group. So hopefully you guys see that, and we'll talk to you later. All right? Adios.